Have you ever heard a story that begins with heartbreak, but ends with a forest? Most people never meet a hero. Not the quiet kind, anyway. The ones who don't wear capes, who don't make headlines, who don't ask for applause. They simply wake up one day broken and decide to grow something beautiful out of the pieces. This is the story of a woman who did exactly that. Every morning, for 30 years, she walked out to an empty field behind her home with nothing but a small shovel, a sapling, and the memory of someone she loved more than life itself. And what she created slowly, silently shocked an entire town. Stay with me. Because once you hear what she did, you may never look at your own life the same way again. And wait until you hear what happened on the very last day. Her name was Eleanor Hart. Eleanor lived in a quiet rural town, the kind where everyone knows everyone and gossip moves faster than the mail truck. She had one son, Michael, a bright, spirited boy with a laugh that made strangers smile. One rainy evening, when Michael was 17, a truck slid on a curve just outside town. Eleanor received the call no parent should ever hear, and just like that, her world dimmed. For months, she barely spoke. Friends tried to help. But how do you comfort someone whose heart has been shattered? She felt her life closing in around her, the walls shrinking, the air thinning. One morning, unable to bear the silence in her home, Eleanor stepped outside. The air was cool. Birds were waking up. And for the first time in months, she felt something. Not hope. Not peace. Just a small, fragile urge to do one simple thing. Behind her house stretched a barren patch of land, dry soil, weeds, nothing more. Eleanor walked out with a sapling she had bought long ago for a spring project she'd planned with Michael. A project that never happened. She knelt, placed the little tree into the earth, and pressed the soil around it slowly, gently. Like the world would break if she moved too fast. The next morning, she planted another. And another. One tree a day. Not because she had a plan. Not because she wanted recognition. But because, for those few minutes each morning, planting a tree was the only time her pain felt bearable. People noticed. Some whispered that she was coping in strange ways. Others said she was lost and they should just leave her alone. But Eleanor didn't care. The ritual gave her breath. Gave her a reason to step outside. And if you've ever healed from something slowly, painfully, you know that sometimes one small act is all you can manage. One small act can save you. Years pass, then a decade, then another. Eleanor kept planting one sapling at a time. Snowstorms, heat waves, wind that could knock a person sideways, it didn't matter. She never stopped. And something extraordinary began to happen. The dry, forgotten field behind her home started coming alive. The soil softened, wildflowers appeared. Birds returned, deer began wandering through. The once barren land transformed into a living sanctuary. People started visiting, first out of curiosity, then out of awe. Children played under the growing canopy of leaves. Couples walked the winding paths on Sunday mornings. Artists came to sketch the towering trunks that reached for the sky. The town realized something incredible. This wasn't just a field anymore. It was a forest. Eleanor's forest. And most people had no idea why she started planting in the first place. Her quiet miracle grew right in front of them, and still, the truth stayed hidden in her heart. By the way, if the story is touching you so far, let me know what's one small ritual that helped you through a hard time. Your answer might help someone else. When Eleanor turned 78, she had planted more than 10,000 trees. Her hair had turned silver, her hands were thin and worn. But her spirit stronger than ever. One cool autumn morning, she walked out with her final sapling. She pressed it into the soil, patted it gently, and whispered, "This one's for you, Michael, the last one." A week later, Eleanor passed peacefully in her sleep. The town held her memorial not in a church, but in her forest. Hundreds of people gathered beneath branches she had planted, leaves whispering overhead like a gentle applause, and standing there, surrounded by life she created one day at a time. The town realized they were inside a mother's love made visible. Today, Eleanor's forest is a protected nature reserve. A place people go to heal, to think, to breathe. A reminder that grief doesn't have to destroy you. It can grow into something that shelters others. If Eleanor's story moved you, share this with someone who needs hope today. And if you want more stories like this, stories that remind us what one person can do, make sure to subscribe. It helps this channel reach more people who just need a little light. And remember, you don't have to plant 10,000 trees. You just have to start with one act of love, one step forward, one day at a time.